Hey, everybody, we got some big news going on in cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin today. Stay tuned and I'll tell you all about it in this video. So this is a really exciting day. Hey, everybody, Mark Yegge. I help 6- and 7-figure investors make money by playing offense and defenses in their finances. And today we're talking about something really incredible going on in the financial market, and that is a breakout in Bitcoin. Let's take a look at this chart. If you could see this chart, you could see that Bitcoin back in, let's call it March, April, hit a high of around 64,000, just under 64,000. And then it went straight down after that. You can see it went all the way down to about 29,000 a couple of months ago. And that's basically when I started to buy. I don't know how I timed it, but I did. And I started to buy it around the $29,000, $30,000 area. Now, I'm not one of those guys that got in really early. I will admit it. I've been studying this thing. I've been taking away my objections. I've been making sure that I'm comfortable in this space. And I'm now very comfortable, and I think Bitcoin's the future. That being said, you can't just jump into things without knowing them. So I've been really studying where the technical analysis is on this. And over the last couple of days, I've thought 52,000 is the breakout point. If you see this spot right here on this chart, you can see that it's right around 52,000. And if Bitcoin can break above the 52,000, it gets rid of all of those sellers that are there that are willing to sell, that have driven it back down. And now there's only new sellers that were back here in March and April and May. And so there's not that many of those left. So now I think Bitcoin is on a breakout. It hit 55,000 today, and I believe that it's going to go up and test that 64,000. Whether it does it on volume or not, I'm not sure. But the market is different today than it was in March, just in the last 6 months. The market is totally transformed in cryptocurrency. Now, let's figure out why this thing is popping today. It's up like 9% today. What caused the prices to rise? Well, if you look at the Forbes article, more banks are jumping into the cryptocurrency bandwagon because of investor demand. U.S. Bancorp launched a cryptocurrency custody service for institutional investment managers, and Bank of America started research coverage of cryptocurrency and other digital assets. That's legitimizing cryptocurrency. It's legitimizing Bitcoin, which is the biggest cryptocurrency out there. And it's legitimizing that there's actual investment potential in this space. That's not an insignificant piece of news. There's also been some other negative news that's been washed away and replaced with positive news. Here's some. Given that some Chinese miners have moved to more favorable jurisdictions. Remember, China basically said, we don't want you here anymore. You use up too much energy, which is not really true. But they're just trying to get rid of cryptocurrency because they have their own, right? Let's never forget that China has its own CBDC, the central bank digital currency. And so they want it to be adopted. And they're communists. They can tell you what to do, whatever you want. You got to do it. So there's no free enterprise really there. So they basically cracked down on cryptocurrency. So they've said, miners, get out of China. And that's where they were finding some cheap energy, and they don't want those people there anymore. So what are they doing? Well, money goes where it's welcome. So does cryptocurrency, which is money. And it's moved to the U.S. shores, where in Texas, they've got some really cheap energy. They're fracking and they're oil country. Wherever energy is cheapest. By the way, in Iran, it's cheap. And it's also cheap in places that have volcanic activity that can harness heat. Hydroelectric power is also cheap. But in Texas, that's one of the places that these cryptocurrency miners are flocking to. And all they got to do is take their equipment and move it to a warehouse or an air-conditioned place, and they're in business, and hopefully they make more money than their electricity bill. Now, wherever energy is cheapest. And now, remember we had the Evergrande debacle that happened last week, which is this big, gigantic Chinese company that's been developing all kinds of stuff and leveraging themselves with the teeth, and they're starting to default on some of their debt. Well, I really don't believe China is going to let them default on their debt. I think China will probably take some of it over, sell some of it off. I don't think they're going to let it just collapse, which would take down, a lot of people think, the Chinese monetary system. I don't think that's going to happen in China. China won't let that happen, but they will protect Evergrande, and they'll extract something for it. This is a slow train wreck that's been happening for several years. It just came to a culmination last week where they said they couldn't put the money up to be able to meet their debt payments coming up in the next, it's billions of dollars, right? So in the face of the Evergrande debacle, Facebook going dark and talking of $1 trillion coin, the Fed's talking about this platinum $1 trillion fake coin. Why would you want to put your money in traditional finance? So let's talk about traditional finance. Let's look at what is going on in the United States. And I don't know what part of the world you're in, but if you're in the United States, it's probably the same in everywhere else. But I know the United States. We've got 37% more money printed in the last 18 months than has ever been printed in the history of the United States. Fake money, right? All they do is add zeros to the accounts and you create money from nothing. I wish I could do that in my personal finances, right? I could just add that to my retirement accounts, but I can't. The government can for now. This is the end of societies, guys. I hate to be like the sky is falling, but if you go back and you study the other 700 currencies that have all failed, that are fiat currencies, which means the government has nothing to back them up and they're just fake money. They're printed on paper or coins. They all follow the same pattern. The government gets too much control. People start to vote for them, giving themselves raises. They start to get free money from the government. You see all that's happening. People are sitting on their butt collecting money. If an economy is not productive, it collapses. And we're getting ready to go into this phase. I don't know when it's going to happen. Could be 10 hours from now, could be 10 years from now or 10 months from now, but it's going to happen. And with there's a 1.9 trillion to $3.5 trillion budget proposal on the table that's like this far away from passing, and it's going to pass in some form. We have the debt ceiling that's about to expire and possibly cause a collapse of U.S. debt if they don't make the payment. They always do. But when you start to look at, none of it makes sense. It's all fake. And you've got something on the other side that's an alternative, which we've never had before. The only alternative we've ever really had that stood the test of time is gold. And gold is really hard to take with you. And it's hard to chip off a little bit when you want to buy a cup of coffee, right? So they make derivatives of gold that ends up going to paper or some other derivative form. And then people take advantage of it and do exactly what the Fed and the Treasury are doing now. Okay. Now, you've got this other situation brewing that's been happening for the last 11 years, since 2009, Bitcoin and the other 10,000 tokens that are out there. And what they're doing is they're creating alternative markets. And so people are like, why would I want to put my money behind Joe Biden or Donald Trump or George Bush or the ECB or the yen or the China currency when I can put it into Bitcoin, which there's no human manipulation? It's impossible, according to the algorithms, for it to be manipulated. Now, if you believe that the algorithm can be hacked and the exchanges can be hacked, yeah, we can have an argument about it all day. But it's never really been hacked in Bitcoin. And it's an algorithmic situation where it's decentralized. It's not one person pulling the strings, right? It's not Jerome Powell or Joe Biden or even the Congress, which is just a bunch of rich guys and rich women just sitting around and taking advantage of the free money that's up sloshing around in Washington, D.C. There's going to be 21 million cryptocurrencies in Bitcoin that are going to be minted, and that's it. What happens when you have a scarce supply of something that's in demand? The price shoots up. That's what's going on now. I don't know if this is the breakout spot above 52,000. It may or may not be. I think it is. But if it isn't, it's going to come back to 52,000. It's going to test it, and it's probably going to go back up unless it tests it and goes back down. But to me, there's so many things going on in the cryptocurrency business compared to March when it hit its high of 64,000 that I think it's a totally different market. I think this is going to 100,000 in the short term, and I think it's going to 400,000 in the medium term. And I think this is where money is going to flow. You're starting to see it in the banks. You're starting to see it in institutions. We've been waiting for this to start happening. Yeah, we've been waiting for institutions to start doing this, to start getting behind it. Because when the real serious money, the institutional money, the people that are professionals get behind something like cryptocurrency or any asset, things start to take off. And when there's a limited supply and an increased demand, I think the price gets squeezed up so high. I don't know if it's starting now. It sure feels like it. That's my take on Bitcoin on this very exciting day. By the way, if you want to learn more, if you want to join some of my ecosystems, we have books and courses and masterminds and mentorships and all kinds of really cool things to get the probabilities in your favor. I help wealthy investors play offense and defense by creating safe, reliable income. But it all comes from a system, guys. It all comes from a system. And if you want to learn to do anything right, You've got to have a system. It can't just be, I watched a YouTube video and now I'm going to go throw my good hard-earned money. You need to learn a system. And I've been doing this for 44 years, and I think I got some really cool programs for you to learn. Anything worth doing is worth doing right. You might as well learn it right. You might as well put the time and effort into something that's going to make you money for the rest of your life. Go to one of my sites. The main one is called hackingmoney.com. You can click there. You can go to the products tab. You can see what we have to offer for you so you can take your trading to the next level. And maybe I'll even see you at one of my events. In any case, I hope you join one of my ecosystems, and I hope we see each other down the road.